Why should African demographics matter to the world?
Good evening. Thank you, Mark, very much for having me on the show. I'm not a demographic determinist, and we'll come back to that. So I don't think it's actually possible to say with any certainty exactly what the consequences will be for migration, for example, from Africa's really extraordinary population growth over the last 70, 80 years. But one thing I would say is that sheer weight of numbers will determine that Africa has a far more central position in the world. As you rightly said, it is as good as certain that 1 in 4 people in the world by 2050 will be African. And at that stage, you hear talk of a birth dearth from certain directions, but at that stage, Africa will be accounting for 40% of global births, and 1/3 of the global youth population, that's those in between 15 and 24, will be African. So the sheer weight of numbers, to me, says that the marginalization of Africa, which continues, for example, in mainstream media in the West, really needs a big rethink. Just to take two recent instances, Africa has been largely marginalized in the way that the COVID-19 outbreak has been handled by developed countries. Another example of this is that African countries were by and large bit part players at COP26, despite the fact that Africa is frequently said to be one of the continents that will be most affected by climate change.